car traverses an intersection in an idyllic neighborhood. Through the front door and up the stairs of one of the homes, a door is left open a crack. Pistachio lumbers his aching body back into bed. He hears 2 knocks at the door. George enters without waiting for a response. He says, "I don't understand why you're still spending all day in bed. Time for you to get up and get busy on your chores." Pistachio coughs hoarsely twice. "I really appreciate you coming around, George, to help remind me about my chores, but these legal concerns of late have been really troubling me." George says, "Nah, it'll take a meteor to stop me from helping you out this time." "But in all seriousness..." "Stop," Pistachio interrupted. "I am being deported to Australia. The British Parliament is not going away. I am going to be an Aussie. When I'm gone, you and Raymond will only have each other. The thought that you two won't be family anymore when I am gone tears me up inside. Worse than a dingo tears up a wombat." The pallid look of concern on George's face melted into skepticism. "Wait a second," he said. "This is just like what happened last week. You can't fool me. Remember last week when you said, 'Stop, I have created robot duplicates of you two. The mechanical menace is not going away. These androids will replace the two of you and become my brothers if you don't learn to get along and be a family. The thought that I will be related to 2 robots tears me up inside, worse than a garbage disposal, which will also be my cousin.' Well, your speech isn't going to fool me this time," George continued. "Get up and get to work." Raymond burst through the door and said, "I got this shit all figured out. George, your check, check, check writing isn't cutting it this time, so check this out. I got a way to get that British Parliament off our backs permanently. Blowing it up. Solve it Guy Fawkes style. I've been mixing chlorine and gasoline all morning." George put a hand up. "You may have been inhaling noxious fumes for naught, Raymond. It turns out getting deported is just another one of Walter's deceptions. I called him out on it, and it turns out there is no such thing as Australia." Pistachio startled. "No, wait. That is not the conclusion you should have arrived at." Raymond said, "Fuck! This is just like the time you tried to trick us into getting along by telling us that we were aging backwards. Or that time you tricked us into attending that family counseling retreat because you told us you found a treasure map for the entire campsite where the retreat was being held. Or that time you said we had to spend the night in a haunted mansion, or we would not receive a great big inheritance. Or that time we woke up and all our braces were tangled together and we had to learn to work together in order to feed ourselves. Or that time the 3 of us woke up buried alive in that coffin together. Or that time I woke up and my head was grafted onto George's body and you said family bonding should just naturally ensue from this one, guys. Or that time you told us it was Christmas and it was family togetherness time, but really it was August. Or that time we were going to work out at the gym and instead of regular exercises we did trust exercises. Or that time you administered a Care Bear stare on us. Or that time you told us that we were adopted. That lie, in particular, was very poorly conceived because it had the opposite effect of what you wanted because we just stopped being brothers altogether."